Well, hey YouTube, welcome back, my friends, once again to another episode of Jack's Tech Hut. You know, I was playing around here, and in the last video, if you watched it, if you didn't, go back and watch the last video. I talked to you about different virtualization softwares for your Mac, your M2 to be specific. So today, in this video, I'm going to do a follow-up here, and we're going to set up our first virtual machine using VMware Fusion on our Mac. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and minimize me out of the way here. So I already have VMware Fusion loaded up on the screen, as you can see here. And I told you in the last video, you can get Microsoft Windows, but this is version 11. Now, being I teach students, and on their lab computers or their student computers, they have Windows 10. So I need to install a version of Windows 10 so I could do my screenshots and my videos for those students. So what I did was I went out first to Microsoft's website, and you can find it anywhere. Just download the ISO. So what I did here on one of my storage drives, I downloaded the ISO for Windows 10. So that way we will have that to install, and we're installing via an ISO. All right, let's close this. So let's see how this installation goes. It's been a while. It's been a couple minutes since I've used virtualization or VMware. So let's go ahead and select a disk image here. We can also drag and drop it on there, but we're going to, I guess you can't click on it. No, you can. You can click on it. You can use a disk image. So I can click on this button here. And we'll click on that storage drive, click on ISO, and we're going to choose our Windows 10 ISO. Okay. VMware. Yep, we're going to allow it to use it. All right, so there it is. Next thing we're going to do is we're simply going to click on continue. So we'll click on continue to go next here. And the account name itself, I'm just going to use my first name, Jack, from, Jack's Tech Hut. Optional, we can use a password here. We don't need a password on here. We're not going to do that. It says easy installation. Let's see if we uncheck that. What do we have next? Windows product key. We're not going to put one in there right now. We should be okay without that. Select version of Windows. Again, if I use the easy one, I guess I can do that. No, we can choose the version of Windows we're using. So we're going to do a Windows 10 Pro installation. And if we select continue without a key. Okay, more isolated. Choose the level of integration, more seamless, so you can seamlessly integrate it with your Mac, or more isolated. What I want to do first, though, is I want to go back. Let's go back. We're going to uncheck this easy install. Okay, now we're going to go continue. And the reason I do that is I want to look at this and say, what can I select on here to make a more or less custom install or custom virtual machine? That's what we're working on. So I'm going to look here, choose firmware type. We'll just go with UEFI. Okay, choose next. Customize settings here on the bottom, because right now it's going to give us a virtual machine. The new hard disk capacity will be 60 gigabytes, which would be fine. I don't have a problem with that. Memory would be 2 gigabytes. I think I'd rather have 4. So we're going to click on customize these settings. Save as Windows 10. Where are we going to save it at? That's important. Because under my new storage drive, I have VM machines here. And a new folder. We'll create this called Windows 10. This is why I like to do custom installs with everything. Because you have full access to change everything, right? We're going to change stuff. So we need to do that. Windows 10, click on Save. All right. So here's some of your system settings that just came up because everything's ready to go there. So I guess we're just going to hit play. We'll hit the center button here. Oh, cannot be powered up because it requires an x64 machine architecture, which is incompatible with this ARM machine processor host. Well, that's really interesting. So maybe we'll go back and we'll see if we can maybe straighten this out here. We have to go through some of these and see if we can't trick it into believing that we. Okay, guys, just to be very transparent. Now, you know I'm working with an M2 Mac, right? That's what this series has started out as. And I tried to install, and you've seen the error message I was getting, a Windows 10 ISO image that I downloaded from Microsoft. Here's the problem. Being that the M1 and the M2 Macs are ARM-based, that's ARM architecture, the normal ISO will not install. There's no way. I even read forums. I put the video on pause, a little transparency for you. And I did many things, try to make it work, but it won't work. So you have to download the ARM version. On VMware Fusion, you've seen the button on the bottom that says download Windows 11. That's what I had to go with. If I could find a Windows 10 ISO image that's ARM-based, I'll be okay. I went to the Insiders program, which I'm a member of. I recommend that you become a member of the Insiders program and get the latest builds from Microsoft. I found that you can download, again, Windows 10 or Windows 11 ARM. There's no other versions in there. So I have to find, and I'm sure I'll be able to locate it from somewhere. So what I did, though, I just clicked the button on VMware Fusion and said, go ahead and download it. So that's where we're currently at. So let's go ahead back to the computer screen. All right. So everything's done. I can see right here in the bottom, it says it downloaded and placed it in users, my name, virtual machines localized, and has the ISO image, but it's ARM64. So let's click on continue. Again, UEFI is what I would want. A password for TPM. Okay, so it's going to do the TPM encryption. All files and folders on this virtual machine are encrypted. Auto-generate a password. All right, so I guess I have to put a password in here. Let's just put a quick password in here. Okay, click continue. All right, create a new virtual disk. That's what I want to do. And you can see now the guest operating system is Windows 11 64-bit ARM architecture. That's going to give me 64 gigs of memory here, capacity. I hope I can place it somewhere. Customize settings, maybe I can put it somewhere. Windows 10, which we're going to go back to that folder. We're going to make a new folder here called Windows 11. Windows 11, create that, and we'll save it there. And here it comes up on your screen. So let's see if it'll go through the install or how this works. So I click the start button, and sure enough, press any key. We're going to press the key here, and we're going to start installing. Again, it's ARM architecture. I should have known that, really, you know. Okay, here's the standard setup screen for Windows. Click next. And again, we're just setting up a virtual machine here. Install now. We'll see how it does here and see if it starts setting up. And then I think once we do that and we get it started, so you can see it's starting. Product key, we're going to say I don't have a product key right now, so it's okay. We're going to do Windows 11 Pro. And we're going to say next. We're going to select the EULA, the user licensing agreement. Next. Custom install, that's where I'm going to install it on my 64 gig drive. Click next. And there's the normal install window. So at this point, I'm going to pause this until we get it installed, and then we'll come back to it. Okay. In traditional fashion, Microsoft Windows, when you install it, this is why, I tell my students all the time, I've worked on Windows my whole life, but you always get all these wait screens. Wait, we're setting things up. This will take just a minute. Anyway, it's like anticipation, right? Like Heinz ketchup. Anticipation, you know what I mean? So just a moment. It's still setting things up. It's like it takes forever. And one of the worst things about Windows is in the morning, you go to open your computer up, you hit that power button, it goes, stand by, installing updates. Are you kidding me, right? So here's the Windows 11 start screen. Let's see what we got to do here next. United States, yes. We are in the United States of America. Yes, we do have a US keyboard. Do we want to add a second keyboard? No, we want to skip that. Checking again for some updates. Of course, you want to check for, and don't get me wrong, updates are very important on an operating system. So, and you're watching this because you're kind of a techie guy or techie female out there and you kind of like tech. This is probably why you found this YouTube channel. So updates are important, don't get me wrong, but they do take some time. So hopefully this will go through this pretty quickly here. Making sure you have the latest updates. That's important, right? We want the latest updates. So far the install on this, now I'm installing this on pure SSD drives in this Mac Mini. And I installed a docking station under the Mac Mini that I also installed an M2 SSD drive, a 1 terabyte M2. It's extremely fast. And that's what this is writing to right now. So I'm really, really impressed with the drives in this computer. Being able to write to that M2 is like super fast. And we'll see where we get to be here. So, all right. It never asked me for a username and password to log into this thing. So I hope I can get in it. That's going to be my next thought process here. Can I get into the Windows computer? And you might be saying, hey, Jack, you got that great Mac operating system. Why are you installing Windows? Guys, this channel, we're going to be talking about all kinds of technology. So we have to look at all kinds of stuff here. Let's give your device a name. Okay, we're going to give it a name. Because this is going to be seen on my network. Windows ARM VM. Okay, how about that? Kind of makes sense, I guess. No more than 15 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like it's probably right. Next. All right. And the one reason we don't license this software and use registration keys, I show my kids in school all the time, we can delete and install a virtual machine whenever you feel like it. That's what makes virtual machines so nice. And also, my kids install Windows so many times on their actual bare metal boxes that we install it, we take it off, we format it, we install it, we take it off. So there's no sense of registering and licensing this software. It's not going to be on here forever. So we're not really going to worry about it. When it expires, download a new version, install another, virtual machine. So totally what you're going to do with it. Again, you might be saying, like I said, why am I installing Windows on here? Is because I teach all different versions of software. We're going to set it up for personal use. So if we do personal use here next, I think this is where it's going to start getting a little fishy. Unlock the Microsoft experience. So we can unlock the Microsoft experience, but can I do it without unlocking it? It says sign in. I don't really want to sign in. Okay, so I was able to actually sign in with one of my Microsoft accounts. I have a lot of Microsoft accounts. Verify. I have a code, show other methods. Use the verification code from your mobile app. I don't even know if I could do that. They make this very, very hard. How would somebody just buying a new Windows computer go through all this and know what to do? Guys, I've been doing this for 30 years and this is ridiculous. Why can't you just set it up, put your old username and password in there and use the computer? But you can't, right? So show more methods. Okay, I'm going to text the code to myself. Okay, Microsoft, that was a little bit harder than it needed to be. Trying to get into this stupid thing. All right. Restore from a Windows 10 PC or set up a new PC. Well, we're going to set up a new PC. Next. Create a PIN number. Why? Do I have to create a PIN number? I have to create a PIN number. Oh, yo. All right. Let's create a PIN. Okay, choose your privacy settings. This is another big one here. And again, we're just trying to set this version. And I'm going to do a video of setting up a Linux box. And I'll show you how fast it is to set Linux up. Okay. Location services, they don't need to know. Find my device, I don't need to find it. I know where it's at. Diagnostic, we don't need that. Inking and typing, no. Tailored experiences, nope. Advertising ID, nope. Accept. Okay, what do I use this machine for? Let's say development, school. That's about it. Say next. Probably that is for no more than target marketing items or all right, let's see. Use your phone. Use your phone from your PC. We're going to skip that. We don't need to do that right now. Maybe we'll play with that one day to see if it works on a virtual machine. All right. Decline Microsoft 365 for 1 free month of experience. Nope, I don't want to do that. 100 gig of storage. I don't need that either. They do try to sell you a lot of stuff as you're installing Windows on your computer. And don't get me wrong, Windows is still the dominant player when it comes to operating systems. So I'm not bashing it because, like I said, I've used it all my life. I've made a ton of money from Microsoft in repairing their computers or setting up servers or what have you. So I love Microsoft Windows in general, but the setup is just unbelievably stupid. Okay, I can't tell you that enough. It's unbelievably stupid to go through all these different steps just to try to use an operating system. Hey, it says hi. Hi, how you doing? Oh, you're getting things ready for you. Okay, I appreciate that. You're getting some stuff ready for me. This might take a few minutes. Don't turn off the PC. Why would I turn it off? I'm just barely getting it turned on. Don't turn off the PC. Might take a few minutes. All right, and if I leave this video roll, well, I'm at 21 minutes right now. I got to do some editing on this video. This is going to be a fun one to edit. Horrible, horrible, horrible. One thing I can tell you, there is a trick that one of my students actually taught me at school. Disconnect your network. Don't have it on the internet when you install Windows. It'll go a lot smoother for you. Because one, you can't use a Microsoft account because you don't have access to online. So install just as a local PC first, then put it on the network, put it on your internet and do what you want to do with it. And I probably should have shut the networking off before I started this. Maybe what I'll do is I'll do a follow-up video and I'll install it again. And I'll make sure I don't have any networking turned on and we'll go through the setup and see if it goes any better. So let's see here what happens. Please keep it PC plugged in. Oh, we're almost there. Wow. Boy, I'm glad we're almost there. Oh, there we go. Now we're presented with a new Windows interface. Okay. Let's see if I can blow this up. The size of my screen here. And maybe. Let's see if we can't display settings and change the display settings here. 1024 by 768. No, we want to make it. I'd like to make it. I don't see it. 1280 by 1024. I don't know if that'll work. I'm just trying to get it full screen here for you so we can see what's going on. That might be about the best we can get it for now. I'll play around with it here, of course, but okay, so there is Windows 11 running. Yeah, it looks pretty good there. I don't know why I can't make it any bigger. View. I can go full screen, but that's not going to do what I want it to do. Being I have this widescreen monitor, I'm trying to size it in between a certain size here, and I don't see why it's not doing that for me. Should be 1920 by 1080. That should be right. And if I pull this out now, I should be able to get it better. That's closer. I think we'll leave it there. I guess you'll see a little bit of stuff on the sides of the screen here. Don't let that bother you. But so for now, that's what we're going to run it at. And yeah, again, it's set up. It's installed. We can get the dock out of the way here. So if I go down here to my dock and I tell it to auto hide. automatically hide the dock. Get rid of the dock here. And now you just see the interface. Like I said, I can't make it any bigger than that. It's interesting, but you can't. Oh, there we go. See if I can make it a little bigger. It doesn't like to get any bigger. But hey, that's fairly good. I think I'll live with that, right? Yeah, so the dock is here. Everything seems to be working. That's a very weird username there. See what IP it's getting here. It's getting a virtual IP from the virtualization software. So I do have to fix that. I do like to put all my VMs on my actual network. So I set them up to basically bridge networking, and I'll show you about that later on virtualization software. So anyway, I'm going to play around a little bit with the sizing, but the basis of it for sure is that we now have at least Windows 11 running on my M2 processor, and it's not costing us anything to run it because watch my last video. And matter of fact, the last video will be like right over here somewhere. So take a peek at that video and learn about all the different virtualization software that you have access to, or maybe don't, on your M2 processor. So folks, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, again, give it a big old thumbs up. I'm sorry there was some hiccups in there, but these videos are a basic live training exercise to show that everything doesn't always go right. Just because, and I tell my kids this all the time, just because I've been doing this for 30 years doesn't mean it goes right every time. And I could edit all that stuff out, but you could just as easily fast forward through the hiccups and say, you know what, that's the way it is. And I think I'll leave it in because I think it's more authenticity of the video itself. So until next time, thank you so much for watching Jack's Tech Hut. Please tell your friends about the shows here and the channel. And if you like this type of video, again, give me a big old thumbs up. And until next time, keep wondering and keep practicing. I can really work on that ending. Keep clicking and keep exploring, and you too can learn your way through any operating system. Maybe we'll use that. All right, we'll see you back here. Thank you so much for watching, and please click that subscribe button. See you next time. Bye for now.